Hello tennis fans and welcome to Tennis at Home. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Cristobal Valverde. If you're like me, you're really missing out on some great clay court tennis this spring. Monte Carlo, Madrid, Rome, Barcelona, Estoril, and of course, Paris. Today we're going to be taking a closer look at one of my favorite tournaments, Roland Garros. Stay tuned. When we think of Roland Garros, we tend to think of red clay on players' shoes and on their clothing, and we tend to think about long, grueling rallies. But analytics paints a slightly different picture. Let's begin our story at the 2015 Australian Open. The 2015 Australian Open was the first Grand Slam tournament where any statistical data was kept on rally length. Thanks to Dr. Leo Levin and our friends at IBM, the results were quite surprising. You can see in the graph that a significant number of rallies were between 0 and 4 for both the men and the women. Now, let's fast forward to the 2016 French Open. The 2016 French Open rained like crazy, very, very cold. You would think that would lead to very heavy, very wet, and of course, really, really slow conditions. Let's take a look at the graph for Roland Garros side by side with that year's US Open. What do you see? You see very, very similar numbers between the 0 and 4 shot category. Take a look at 2017 now. Again, very, very similar numbers, and what's most interesting is the higher percentage of rallies between 0 and 4 at Roland Garros that year versus the US Open. Now, here's 2018, and again, very, very similar numbers. We're going to put those 3 years, we're going to combine them and take a look at the numbers for the men. Now, take a quick look at 2016, 2017, and 2018 for the women. Again, a significant number of rallies in the 0 to 4 category for both men and for women. Next, we're going to look at a win prediction index that was put together by Craig O'Shaughnessy in conjunction with Warren Pretorius of Tennis Analytics for the French Open. This index takes into account all the winners of all the matches that were played for the men and women for the 2019 French Open. And what this does is it's trying to draw a correlation between the winner of these matches and what categories they also won in their respective matches. So quite interesting to see. If you look at these 17 categories, we have of course the rally categories. We have first and second serve percentage, who had the faster serve, who won more first serve and second serve points, etc., etc. So quite interesting to see the relationship between the match winners and what categories they won. Let's take a look at the men. And what you'll see here is the top 5 categories. And at the top is 0 to 4 rally count. Now let's take a look at the women. In the women's category, again, 0 to 4 is at the top of the list. Coming in, I believe, almost dead last for the men, and I believe in 14th place for the women was rallies of 10 or more shots. So again, winning those long, grueling rallies at Roland Garros is not going to correlate to winning the match. Either there or, for that matter, at the US Open, and for that matter, at any of the Grand Slam matches. So just an interesting correlation between the winners and what categories they won. And just drawing from this information, you might want to think about how you're structuring your practice sessions and what you really want to be focusing on in those practice sessions and translating to the match court. As you can see with these results, get out there and practice your serve, practice your return, practice your shot coming out of the serve, and of course your shot out of the return. I think those maybe key points there are going to really translate to success on the match court. You're going to really be practicing in the manner that you're expecting yourself to perform. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and those wonderful little stats. Until I see you next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you on the court soon. Bye-bye.